I'm your astrologer, Wonder Girl, taking you to new heights. Here's your weekly forecast for the week of Monday, September 18th to Monday, September 25th, 2017. Now, what is going on this week, Gemini, is we've got Venus right here in your third house of like talk and of communication there. Really trying to think about your life in the right ways, communicate with other people about your life and about what's going on with you in the right ways as well. I don't think this is anything new. I think we've been dealing with it for a while, especially because we had the eclipse here at this point coming up and because we had Mercury and Mars and a bunch of other planets move through there as well. All right, so I think that it's just something we've been working on, trying to get the last pieces in place and in order, especially when it comes to relationships and money and that kind of thing. While you're trying to communicate and think about things in the right way, I do think there are some unexpected things though that keep coming up, and these unexpected things for you are going to have a lot to do with your goals and where it is you see your life going in the future. In a lot of ways. I think that maybe there's some unexpected news or some communication about your life, about where you see your life going, about what it is that you want, that you're trying to figure out. How can you think about them and communicate about them in ways that are just better for you and will help you? Could also be something about your community too, people that you communicate with regularly in some way, having some unexpected things come up there with your community that you're also having to work on. I think the message of that is to really take care of all of that, say what needs to be said, work with all of your communication and stuff so that you can begin to start to build on it more and build a home life and build a foundation and do something that's very important to the core of your being. I say that because we do have Venus right after it's going to make this trine with Uranus move into Virgo in your fourth house of home and of family. So that's going to become more of a focus for you. On top of that, we're going to have a new moon there at the very end degrees of Virgo as well, really wanting you to come into a new chapter with your home life, with people at home, with something that is very core to your being, to just be able to do it better or in a different way than you've done it before, and just bring new energy into that part of your life that I think you just really want to focus on and make happen. I don't know if it's going to be the most comfortable though, because this new moon is going to be opposite Chiron, which is in your 10th house of career, going on there. And I think you're hurt about where your career is going, maybe don't know what is happening with your career or with your life direction. Doesn't necessarily have to be career, and with your reputation in some way, maybe feeling like career is hard for you, you just can't have the career or the life direction that you want, really having to overcome some of these insecurities so that you can start to build on your life, create some home life and create some stability, even if your career isn't quite where you want it to be, really having to work some of that stuff out. Okay, I also think there's some big confusion about career too, with Mercury and Mars in your fourth house opposite Neptune. I think you want to focus on home and family. You want to build more of that stability into your life right now and really come into these new chapters, but I think you're just confused. What does this mean for my career? What does this mean for where my life is going? Really having to sit with some of the confusion and to break through it in some way as all of this happens. While that's going on, you're feeling that, I think there's going to be some very strong communication that is going to come up here, because we do have Pluto, which is in your 8th house of changes, making a trine over here to Mercury in your 4th house of home and family. So I think you're communicating a lot about some big changes that you want to make here in the very foundations of your life. In some way, maybe moving, changing your home or something like that, or changing relationships at home, or ending and beginning something that you think is very, very important for you, so that you really can do what it is that you want and live more of a life that truly resonates with you. And I think you're going to have to deal with that, okay? When I say strong because they can go either way. They can be strong in the sense that you feel like, you know what, I'm really getting the hang of this. I'm really building a home life. I'm really building something solid and stable and secure in my life that I feel like is going to sustain this thing that I want. But it can also be very hard where you're feeling like, you know what, my home is not in order, my life is not, I don't have what I want and need, and what really makes me feel comfortable to live the life that I want, and really having to wrestle with some of that stuff and not feel too crazy about all of this stuff that is going on here, so that you really can begin to make changes you need to feel more safe and secure. All right, on top of that, or right after that happens, we do have Saturn here in your 7th house of partnerships and other people, making a square to Mercury in your 4th house of home. So you got to make some changes here, or you're making some changes, wanting to figure out how to build a home life with some of these changes that you're making. And I think there's a lot of people or relationships that you might also have to commit to bring some more stability into your life in some way. Maybe you don't want to commit to relationships. Maybe relationships are hard for you right now, working with other people, just being a little weird. And I think you're having to figure out, how can I take these people that are so frustrating right now, you know, that I really want to commit to or be dedicated with, or that maybe aren't doing what I want them to do when I want it, and how do I really work with them in a really good and stable, solid way to really build a home life, build something that is important to me that I really want, and having to figure some of that stuff out as you move there, okay? While that's going on, we also have Jupiter here in your 5th house of happiness. I think you want to be happy, you want to do things you enjoy, and move forward on some of those things there. But I think there's some unexpected things coming up in your life direction and where you see your life going, preventing you from being as happy as you want, finding the lighthearted feeling that you want, or the romance and love that you want in some way. And I think you really have to figure out how all these unexpected things going on with your goals that have been coming up, how you can really begin to build on them, doing something that makes you happy, even if your life has gone in a different direction, or a direction you weren't expecting, or some weird dreams and things and ambitions have come up. All right, so that is what's going on there. The last thing I want to mention is Pluto right here in your 10th or in your 8th house of changes happening. If it's been hard for you, you feel like to change your life in the direction that you want to change it in, or to make some big decisions or some financial investments, or to partner with people really deeply and intimately to do some things that you want, I feel like it's going to start to get a lot easier for you in the next few weeks, for you to start making the changes you need to make in life, to have the life that you really want, and to work deeply with other people. But I think this week you're just having to deal with the last few bits of some of this frustration and some of this hard stuff, and maybe fears and insecurities about how you're going to change your life in some way, so that you can make it better, okay? And I think this week is the end of it. Maybe you're still feeling a little uncomfortable about some changes you need to make in life, but only so you can overcome some of that difficult feelings, overcome some of the issues, and begin to just live more of the life that you want in an easier way. Now, your card for the week is Death upright. Big endings coming for you in your life, and the life that you thought that you wanted or were living, so that you can live a new life, and one that's more carefree and one that's better for you. And I think you just need to step into death. You need to own this process of rebirth and regenerate yourself to do something different that you haven't done before, and build your life on a new foundation moving forward. Okay, so that's what I think is going on for you this week, Gemini. I think you got it. I think you can do it. Thank you so much for watching your horoscope. If you like it, please like it on YouTube, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends, and I will talk to you later.